Hey guys, HJ here and welcome back to another video where today we're going to be reviewing this Imperial class Star Destroyer. So, let's get straight to it. So, this ship is found in the original trilogy of Star Wars and the sequel trilogy of Star Wars. It's found all over the place. It is one of the most famous ships in Star Wars. It's one of the most famous fictional ships in history, to be honest. So, we'll start here at the front. And obviously with these types of ships we have the obligatory railgun cannons. Here and here we have the dual setup with the camera so you can control them with this. This is just obligatory, everyone needs one of these on the front of their ships, and we will be testing that out later against the Icing support vessel, we always do. So we'll start from the top then. This ship incorporates a very wedge design. I mean, most Star Destroyers have the wedge design, but this is where it really starts becoming a wedge, and you can really see that here. So we have armaments at the front here. We have these flat cannons, I believe, I think they're flat cannons, and this nice pipe design with red dotted around. Anyway, moving further off we have more pipes. It's starting to become a little bit fatter as well, as you can see if we look at the thickness of the ship. It's starting to become a bit fatter. And then we have more armaments here. We have a cannon and flat cannons here. And then we have a connector surrounded by hidden atmospheric thrusters. So we'll be testing out the atmospheric flight a bit later on. Moving a bit further off, we have large hydrogen thrusters and a lot of armaments. And I mean, look at this thing. You do not want to be flying near this thing in a small, light spaceship, because you will be imploded by this. I mean, look at it. These things will get you. And there's loads. They're on each side and in the middle. So yeah, this thing is well protected. Moving further aft, we have the ion thrusters here, looking very nice, and they'll help with moving up and down, along with some hydrogen thrusters there at the back. More guns and more guns. And a bridge, and this is a large bridge which we'll take a look at in a second, but it is very nice. Oh, it's even got a little camera here and an observation lounge or observation deck there. These kind of bridges remind me of the bridge of like cruise ships, modern day cruise ships, old cruise ships. They all have kind of a long thin bridge, you know, at the front with the kind of overhanging bits. I know this bridge doesn't extend out all the way to the edge, but still it resembles that kind of look. So anyway, we'll move to the back. More iron thrusters here, helping the ship to slow down, I believe. Yep. And then we'll move to the back. It's a bit dark back here. We have connector ports here, so you can land some ships there. We have my character there by the door. And the neck kind of goes into a flat area here. Another connector on this side and more iron thrusters on this side. These iron thrusters actually face both directions, so slowing down and speeding up, which moves us on to the next section, which is this. This is magnificent. These booster thrusters are really gonna boost the ship a lot. So if we take the lights off, I mean, it really looks beautiful. That is one for the screenshots there. But we can't linger too long on these thrusters. They are very nice. A lot of hydrogen thrusters and iron thrusters. But let's go down the sides of the ship. We have a connector port at the back here. And then it just kind of angles its way down into one more turret here. Angles all the way down to the rail guns at the front, and on the other side it is the same. It just kind of angles all the way up to another gun turret and another connector. So that kind of does the sides of the ship. Moving down to the bottom of the ship, a lot more thrusters dotted around the place. A lot more packed in the middle there, a lot more at the front there, and then we have equally as many armaments as we had on the top of the ship as well, here on the bottom. So again, you will not be getting past this thing without being shot to bits. But here we have an antenna assembly, and this really does look cool because it has these kind of blocks beside it and the gyroscope that really does make a very nice looking antenna assembly. And then we move slightly forward and we can see the bottom of those atmospheric thrusters here. And then we move on to the hangar bay entrance here. This is the main hangar bay door, and this moves into the hangar, but we'll touch more on that later. And then we move further forward, more thrusters, more armaments, same deal. Moving to the pinpoint, I guess you could call it, of this ship, and where the railguns are. So that just about concludes the exterior of this ship. So let's move on to the interior. Okay, so we're here at one of the two entrances to the ship, just behind the bridge here. If you're curious, the other entrance is on the opposite side of the ship and leads to the exact same room. So we'll just use this entrance here. It's a little airlock, and we go into the main entranceway here. This is where, you know, a receptionist will sit. There's some racks here, programmable blocks for some programming. Some racks really add to the atmosphere. And an interior turret, just in case you get some intruders. Now let's move up to the main bridge. Now this is a massive bridge in terms of space engineers bridges, but this is quite a magnificent bridge nonetheless. I mean, look at it. It is big. It's got so many seats, conference tables on each side, viewports in every direction. You can see there, and in front of us as well. Reinforced windows as well. And this view is pretty incredible. If you're sat in this command seat here, that is amazing. So we have these status panels here, and they're just showing some stats, you know, what's on the ship, what's on and off, some more racks and plants, and command seats here as well. So yeah, the bridge is a very, very nice place. I think this is the best room in the ship by far. But we've got to go to the captain's quarters now. Down here, the captain has a lot of space and a desk, just, you know, for stuff and also just for thinking, looking straight out. This is the best view in the ship, apart from on the bridge, as you'll see a bit later on. And then we have, you know, the captain can cook his own things, he can grow his own things, go to bed here, locker, toilet, cryo chamber. He's just decked out, this guy. So yeah, that's everyone's aim, I suppose, be a captain, so you can have one of those rooms. Right, so we'll continue on down this elevator, which leads to the main crew area, and it shows the time there. Air vents, sofas, quite nice. If we just go in here quickly, we have the crew quarter area. This can house about a dozen people, and again incorporating plant blocks and rack blocks just to add to the whole feel of the ship. And obviously all these people have to share one toilet, so that's pretty grim. Whereas the captain has his own little ensuite toilet. These people is going to have a bit of a trouble with that toilet, but anyway. We'll move on to this kind of lounge area with a gravity generator as the centerpiece. And we have sofas, TVs, kind of more tables, more plants. Really, this ship is packed inside. And it really does feel like a proper place where people can live for extended periods of times. And then on this side of the ship we have yet again another crew chamber area. We have a dozen beds again, another toilet, and I forgot to mention the views. If you duck you can see space, but it's nothing like what the captain has. So yeah, not very good views on both sides of the ship. Anyway, let's continue onwards. So we'll go forwards, and here we have stairs down to the mess hall. Now this is where people will eat, they will drink Clan Cola, and they will drink Cosmic Coffee to stay awake, and you know, they'll just catch up on their friends who maybe are stationed on other ends of the ship. Again, not very nice views, but I guess that's becoming a common occurrence now. So pretty nice room this. So we'll just keep going, and we go down this another elevator to the kind of, it's not really a recreational area. This may be where the engineers sit, or people wait for coming into this next room here, which is a medical bay. So the medical bay has another operating table, looks like an MRI kind of scan thing. Respawn bay, toilet, and an oxygen tank. So this really is a proper medical bay here. So we'll continue forwards even more to the kind of observation deck for the hangar bay. So we have air vents on either side. We also have these kind of racks on either side. You know, they can store whatever you really want. Some more plants and corner desks and another area for racks on this side with the like catwalks and things. So we'll go down another elevator. The ship is full of elevators. We won't go all the way to the bottom because there is a little bit of an area here which leads to the upper deck of the hangar bay. And here on this platform you could probably house a proper individual big drop ship or something. We have connector blocks over there, so you know people on the fighters can come off and just walk straight along here, and you can also control the whole hangar bay door from here as well. We'll just head even further down the elevator to the bottom, and this is the lower deck of the hangar bay, maybe the main deck. This is where the door is, and this is where another big ship can be housed. And yeah, this is mainly for entrances, maybe short stay kind of parking. So we'll open the hangar bay door because it is currently closed, and as you can see, very nice. I really like these DLC hangar bay doors. They just look much better than the vanilla ones in my opinion. So okay, so we will then head back to the bridge, and I'll see you in a sec because we'll have some railgun testing to do. So we're here back on the bridge, and we're going to jump into this seat, and we'll see how this is going to boost. We'll get a good shot of this as well. Look at that. So it boosts quite quickly and slows down really quickly, which is really nice to see on a ship like this. I mean, that's just beautiful, that shot there. You won't want to be behind there. So yeah, it boosts and slows down pretty quickly. It goes backwards just as fast as it goes forwards. Gyroscopes are about what you'd expect for a ship this size. So not fast movements, but reasonably good. Moving up is really good. Slowing down going up is not so good. So if you want to slow down or use the upward facing thrusters, it's going to be a bit slower. Move from side to side is pretty good as well. I'm quite happy with the maneuverability of this ship actually. This thing could really move if it wanted to. So that's about all there is to it, to the maneuverability. We will be testing out atmospheric maneuverability right at the end of the video. So we have now spawned the Icinade support vessel about 650 meters in front of us. We're going to be entering the camera mode and taking a shot with these two railguns because I know you guys like seeing things blow up. So here we go. Let's have a shot of that door. Oh, blew off a connector. That's some good, nice bit of damage, and damage up there as well. And I'll be back when it's fully charged. Okay, so it's now fully charged, and we're going to be taking a shot at the rear engine. Let's see if I can just maneuver myself into the correct position here to get these rear engines here. So I know in a battle this will be prime target kind of stuff for railguns. So let's have a fire. Ready? Fire. Boom! Wow, that blew right into a hydrogen tank as well. That one's looking a bit... There's a bit of a hole in the back of that ship. So, that basically concludes that. I guess I could... Actually, for a little bonus, I think I'm going to make that ship so it's a pirate ship, and I'm going to see what these cannons can do on the side, because I'm curious to see what it'll actually do to a ship. So we'll go far enough away so it won't start shooting instantly. Okay, so we moved about 2 kilometers away from the ship, and we have transferred it to the space pirates. So let's get these weapons. What do these do? Turrets. Let's just press them all, I suppose. Should we get the turrets on idle just to make it look cool? Turrets. Enable idle movement. Now this thing is ready for battle. I'm gonna hit them with the railgun first. Just the usual. It's a little mini battle here. So let's begin. Let's take out some of these guns. Alright, here we go. We're firing on them. They're firing on us. Shots being fired. Just going to do a little bit of a broadside. Yeah, we're really tearing a hole in the side of that ship over there. I mean, the Icynade is a very formidable opponent, so this is interesting. Oh. Where are you going outside? Look at these downward turrets and have a go. They just sat there idling, like nothing's happening. Oh, my thrusters at the back are dying. Let's get around the other side. Go for another flyby. Fire! All those bullets flying off. Yes. They're not having a good day. I think we're taking out their, oh! Engine room down. And that concludes that battle. That ship is now well and truly dead. We've taken out their power source. Yep, main reactor is blown. Yeah, everything is shredded in there. So the armaments really do work very, very well on this thing. We've taken minimal damage. 1 or 2 turrets maybe need to be fixed. Something's damaged in there. Let's have a look, shall we? Oh, it's the jump drive. So that needs fixing. But apart from that, we look absolutely fine. So we'll just go into the atmosphere and see how this thing will fly in the atmosphere. So I'll be back in 1 second. Okay, so we have the ship here and we're just about to spawn it in, so let's give it a little go. And here is the ship in all its glory. So it does indeed stay in the air in atmosphere, so we'll just head up to the bridge and we'll see if it can fly well in atmosphere. Okay, so we're here in the cockpit now, and as you can probably tell, the boosting up isn't that great, but that is expected in Earth atmosphere. Boosting forward is still pretty good, maybe a little slower, but this may be because the iron thrusters are all useless in atmosphere anyway. So it's still very decent. Going from side to side is also pretty good. Now here comes the major test. Can it stay up while it's upside down? And that is a resounding no, it cannot. So do not flip this thing in atmosphere, because it will end up doing this, which wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be, but still bad nonetheless. This is not going to be getting flipped very easily. So thank you all so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video. Subscribe and like the video, and I hope to see you in the next one. And goodbye. Well, that did not go as planned. That's not what's supposed to happen.